Hey there, this is Logan Crockett with Full Circle Music. I am coming to you from our recording studios here in Nashville, Tennessee, and we are here today to answer your questions about the music industry. So a lot of you musicians out there have been asking us, when it comes to creating a song, whether it's songwriting or producing a song, how long exactly should your intro be? Well, I've got a pretty solid answer for you. So, first of all, we at Full Circle Music, we review a lot of people's songs. Normally, like we don't just do that outright. Normally, it's like tied to maybe an event that we do. Like if we have certain songwriting events, we allow people to submit songs and we review them for them. But in cases like that, a comment that comes out of our team a lot is that if there's something to be said about the intro, it's very often that the intro is too long. I don't think I've ever once heard someone on our team say that intro seems too short. So unfortunately, a lot of songwriters, especially songwriters who are more so starting out and trying to feel out songwriting and figure out what makes a good intro, a lot of times they just think that they're just putting all this cool stuff into the intro just makes a lot of sense. But really, what people want when it comes to listening to a song is they really want to get to the chorus. Like typically the chorus is the hooky, catchy part of the song. And your mission as a songwriter is to, quite frankly, get them there pretty fast. And a long intro doesn't help that mission. So if you're going to do anything, lean or err on the side of having a short intro versus a long intro, because especially songwriters starting out, I think that a lot of people unfortunately lean in the other direction. So that's the first part of my answer. The second part, I want to get a little bit more data heavy and actually analytical with you guys. A lot of like pop top 40 music, I think, does a really good job of influencing most other genres because it's literally the most popular music out there. And so what I did is I actually went and I looked at the top pop playlist on Apple Music, and I did that because it's a curated playlist of just a lot of the mega pop hits that are hot right now. And so looking at all of those, I actually did some math. So I went through every single song in that entire playlist, and there was a lot. And I calculated at what second, how many seconds it took to get to verse 1, basically, where the singer on the song is actually singing the first line of the verse. So some songs were, quote, disqualified because some of them literally started right away. Often if that was the case, that meant that they were actually starting with the chorus first, if they start with some sort of lyrical line right on beat 1. But most of the songs on that playlist had very typical song structure, very typical intros. And every single, not every single song, but the average, every single song all added together, averaged up, it came out to 8.85 seconds. That is, for that particular pop playlist, that was the average between all of them. And so, you don't need to take that number as like the absolute set target. Because it was a playlist that happened at one time, but at the same time, like, that number doesn't surprise me at all. And maybe give it a month, and when that playlist is totally different songs, you might find that the intros are 9.3 seconds on average, or 7.6 seconds on average, or just it varies somewhere in that range. But the point is, on average, again, under 10 seconds is pretty safe. There were a lot of songs that had intros that were 3 seconds before the verse came in. There were quite a lot of songs that did hit right in that like 8 to 9 second range, and there were definitely a handful of songs that were more 12 second-ish. But really, out of all of the data, that's kind of the three places where it really felt like it was the most common for a vocalist to hit in. And obviously with that range, like, it makes sense that it would kind of average out in the middle. So yeah, I would definitely encourage you just to remember that number, and when you finish a song, or you're writing a song or producing a song or whatever, and you're playing it back, listen to the intro and ask yourself, am I going past, like first of all, am I going past what I would kind of call the threshold or limit, which would be like 13, 14, 15 seconds. And if you're going past that, do you have a really, really, really good reason for it? And do you have this kind of intro that just people love and it's just doing something so cool and people would be so disappointed if you got rid of elements from that intro? Would there be tears shed if you cut that intro in half? If the answer is yes, then it might be appropriate to leave the intro. But if the answer is no, if it's just kind of filler, if it's just kind of there and not doing anything that magical for the song, then I would definitely encourage you to shorten that intro up. Take a bar out, take 2 bars out, make the whole intro just 1 bar, whatever you gotta do to shorten that intro. And then the other thing I would really encourage you to do is to literally kind of do what I did. And if intros is really what you got on the brain right now, then I would encourage you. I'll go ahead and link it right in the description below. I'll link to that Apple Music playlist, and you can find similar playlists on Spotify and YouTube and whatever. But I'll link to that specific one that I used. And by the time you see it, it might have different songs, but that's totally fine. Because what I'd love to have you do is just click through each one of them and just listen to the intros and hear for yourself when the vocals actually come in for verse 1. I think it'll be really eye-opening for you to actually see the real structure and kind of how intros work and like what role they really play in the song. So if you've never done something like that before, and again, like it's, and you're hopefully on some level serious about songwriting or making music, then this is a really important question, because I mean your intro is the first impression people ever get of your song, so it's important to do the intro right. And so yeah, absolutely do research. But again, at the end of the day, if I can leave you with any rule at all, it would be lean on having shorter intros, not longer intros. All right, thanks for watching. If you learned something, if this video was helpful to you, we really would appreciate it if you would go down there and hit that like button. It's super quick, super easy, super simple, and it does make us more friendly with the YouTube, so that would be awesome. But more importantly, we're actually doing a whole lot more videos just like this one, where we are answering the internet's top questions about the music industry. And so if you aren't subscribed to our channel and it sounds like you would love to hear our answers to some other questions, then please subscribe so that way you don't miss those. Also, speaking of questions, if you have any more questions, maybe there was something you weren't sure about regarding this video, or you're wondering about a completely different topic in the music industry, go ahead, go down to that comment section and write your question and let us know what's up, and we would be happy to get back to you and answer that, or maybe even make a future video about it. The last thing that I want to let you know is that at Full Circle Music, our team has created an awesome resource for you, totally free, and it's just a free mini training class that teaches you exactly what to do if you really want to have a career in the music industry. So if you would like to check out that free class, and again, it's totally for free, you can click right over here, and if you click on that button, then you should get immediate access to that class, and that would be really cool. Or if you would rather go and check out another video that answers a top question about the music industry, you can do that by clicking right up there.